Hi, everybody. Today, I want to talk to you about the idea of shifting from being a caretaker to an advisor. When you think about the word caretaker, what does that conjure up for you? I think about people that are helping people, maybe that are frail, that need to be helped in and out of a chair, or maybe they need some assistance with taking care of their personal hygiene. I think a caretaker does for somebody, and that is where you probably have spent a good chunk of your life as a parent of a person with a disability. Maybe as they were young, you needed to be the one that did all the decision making around what they were going to wear, helping them to eat and be less picky about food, helping up set up dates for them to go out and have play dates and socialize. But as we get older, the role of a parent changes, and with typically developing kids, we're moving away from being that caretaker and helping people to build their own capacity for decision making and their own capacity for independence. And that's still what needs to happen with all of the young people that you're supporting that are people with disabilities. All of us feel more confident, feel more able to take care of ourselves when we're able to take charge of our own lives and be the final one making decisions. Now, having said that, that's a really hard thing to do because people are going to make us mistakes along the way. So I wanted to walk through this really easy form to kind of think through what's the difference between a caretaker and an advisor. When I think of an advisor, I think about people who have expertise that I turn to when I need some help in making a decision. I'm still going to be the one making the decision, but I'm not going to do that in isolation. I'm not going to make the final decision about where I put my money in my retirement plan without talking to a financial advisor. I may talk to both official and unofficial advisors to help me know more about a car before I make a purchase or a washing machine. So I think all of us look to advisors for assistance, knowing that ultimately it's our decision in the end as to whether we try a new diet, have surgery, purchase a car, whatever it's going to be. So here's a just quick walk through this form. So our first one, a caretaker enrolls your family member in organization, provides transportation. Really, the caretaker is there to be sure that everything is taken care of for a person to be successful when they launch into the community. With an advisor, they're going to look for ways that you can be more independent and help you to learn skills to build your independence so that you can take care of some of these things on your own. So maybe you don't feel comfortable signing up for activities through the St. Louis Arc Leisure brochure, but I think that's something that you could start to shift from the family member doing it to the person with the disability taking that responsibility with some assistance from whomever they want to read the brochure or think about, do I want to spend my $75 on a bowling league or a vacation? Those are things that we can help people to make good decisions about. Caretaker provides boundaries based on their own rules and values. So I may set boundaries for you about what you can wear, what part of town you should go to, who your friends should be. An advisor removes boundaries so other people can experience natural consequences of their choices and actions. If you choose to go to, we talked about this yesterday, somebody picked a volunteer site working with horses because they loved horses. Well, they learned really quickly that they learned riding horses and petting horses, but not mucking stables. And they needed to be responsible for the job that they had chosen and continue to do that job over the course of several weeks, even though it wasn't really what they wanted. So we were able to talk about, well, what did you learn from that? In the future, you may not want to choose that kind of work. And you know that now. You're going to be able to make better decisions because you had this experience. A caretaker protects the family member from the world. And an advisor allows somebody to be in pain over bad decisions or behaviors that don't interfere. Uh, we don't interfere with allowing them to make a mistake. This can be so hard because I think we've seen our friends and family members with disabilities get hurt by being excluded from activities, by being made fun of. But if they're going to be independent, we've really got to kind of step back, hold our breath, and hope that there's going to be somebody that's going to step in and help them when they maybe hit a little bump. For example, when I have friends that are participating with me in group activities that have disabilities, I'm not going to be the first person to jump up if they make a mistake in the way they approach somebody socially, or even just don't get the job done correctly. And I've learned over time that the more I stay out of it, the more other people step up and are able to help that person be successful. So it's really been rewarding to me to realize that I can step back. A caregiver give consequences for not following their rules. So I might say to you, if you aren't going to take a shower today like you're supposed to, you won't be able to go out and do this activity that we were supposed to be in. So I'm the one establishing what good hygiene looks like for you and what the consequences of not having good hygiene. An advisor is going to let you take full responsibility. And if you don't take a shower, you're going to go out and somebody's going to say, you stink. You should have taken a shower today. I'm not sure I can drive you in my car, or you aren't really appropriate to come to work. You need to go home. So those are tough consequences, but those are things that we need to put on that person. I remember Temple Grandin talking about her first colleagues calling her into the office and giving her deodorant and saying, it's not okay for you to come to work smelling like this. Nobody had ever told her that that was unacceptable. So she learned and changed. And as we all know, she's famous at the work she does and is called all around the world to work with animals. So sometimes we need to hear the harsh consequences in order to accept them. A caretaker is the one that's going to advocate for a person with a disability, whereas an advisor helps that person think about how could you advocate for yourself? What is something you could say? Should we practice it? Who would you want to tell that to? And helps them to kind of step up and speak up for themselves. And then finally, you're going to be the one taking care of all the physical needs for that person, making sure that they look really nice, that their hair is combed a certain way, that they're getting to where they need to go. Whereas an advisor is going to try and help that person reach their 100%. I do want to say this is a really key sentence here. Helping your family member reach their 100% is going to be a different 100% for every single person. There are still things in my life that I have to have somebody else help me to do. I'm not really good at taking care of some home maintenance things, and I rely on other people to do that. I'm probably going to always rely on other people to do that, whether it's unpaid or paid, because that's not my thing. But there's a lot of other things, even in my adult years, that I've learned to take care of that I thought maybe I'd never be able to do. Things I can do now that help me to maintain my car, things I can do now to manage my finances that I couldn't do 10 years ago or 20 years ago. So assume your family member is going to be able to be successful. Give them a chance to step out of their box that they're in now. Try something new, stumble and brush your knees off and find out what it is that you could do differently next time. And let's see how close we can get to that 100%. They're going to feel great about themselves, and you're going to have some time to put your feet up and do something for you.